I've been trying to get a Princess F50 on the channel for a little while and our paths have never quite crossed. Well, today is the day, courtesy of Princess Motor Yacht Sales. They've got this Princess F50 here in Swanwick, so we're able to do a full tour. Let's go and have a look. It's a high-low platform, as you'd expect, so that drops into the water and you can put a rib on it or a jet ski and lift that up, and it will sit on chocks that drop into the stainless steel little shoes there. And if you head on board, there's also big storage area in here for fenders and other deck gear, so that's a very useful feature. A bit like having a boot on a car, isn't it? And if we head on round, we will find the cockpit. Not before passing the transom shower. So when you come out from the swim, you can have a hot water shower. And this one's also got a letterbox passarella. That means if you're stern to berthed in the med, you're against the quay. That basically provides a bridge out onto the quay, and it's remote control, so you can wind that back in once you're off the boat. Let's head up here. Nice cockpit area. You've got the overhang, of course, giving you some shade, and you'll see there's a track here. The reason for that is there's a canopy that goes all the way around this, so if you've got the boat somewhere where the weather's not quite so kind, you can enclose this whole area, or if you're leaving the boat, of course, it protects this. And you've got a table here to sit and dine. You put a couple of director's chairs on this side if you want to, and it's just a really nice eating area at the back of the boat. We'll have a look at the inside first of all, and then we'll work our way around the whole thing, of course. So this is a galley aft layout, and it's very typical of Princess with this satin walnut finish. Looks very classy indeed. Full height fridge freezer here, so that's a nice feature. Something you sometimes don't find on galley aft layouts, but they've integrated that rather nicely. It's all electric cooking, so you've got your 3-burner hob, and you've got your oven. I think there's a combination microwave as well. And underneath that, there's a large drawer, pretty sure that size to take a small dishwasher if you want it. And then this, of course, is all storage. The bin is in here, and then drawers, all soft close. And I'll show you one other thing actually I just didn't point out to you. There is a cover for this, but look at the way they've put a little integrated place for it. So that will come out and go on there, but when you're not using it, you've got somewhere to put it. Normally you take those off and think, what am I going to do with this? A lot of thought goes into these boats, a lot. Now on the other side, there's just a load more storage. So places like this, here, and then just here is another fridge. And then there's an ice maker on this one, the AV equipment is in here, and so forth. So there's a lot of refrigeration if you think about it, because that's a decent sized fridge in its own right, but it supplements that one on that side. And the other thing that we have here, glasses and more glasses. That's nice, isn't it? Very nice touch. Any bottles go underneath. Again, all very thoughtful. Let's pop that one back in. This is the air conditioning controls here, so there's different air conditioning for different zones of the boat. And that button is for the TV. It's a lift TV, it comes up behind that settee. So this is a real social area. You've got seating facing all 4 directions, which is great of an evening. And you'll notice that this is on telescopic legs. You can drop that down and infill that to make an extra berth if you want to. But of course it's got sleeping for 4 and 2 cabins downstairs, which we'll go and have a look at in a second. But not before we've passed the lower helm position. That's very nice. Typical Princess. The way they've detailed and styled all this is just lovely. This stainless steel detailing for the cup holders, and this sort of leather, I don't know if it's actual leather, but it's very much a leather look, stitched finish. Beautiful. Even details like, I don't know whether you can see this, but the crown, when I turn the wheel, is weighted, so it's always pointing the right way. Very nice indeed. There's a little opening window next to the helm, that's a good feature, and this one's on IPS drive, so you have an IPS joystick controller, so you can handle the boat in close quarters very easily by just pushing that the way that you want the boat to go, or twisting it, and it will manoeuvre the boat accordingly. Makes life very easy, and because this size is inevitably owner operated, that is particularly useful. Let's head on down to the lower deck. The switch panel is down here incidentally, so just here we've got a 230 volt power, so that's off of the shore power, things like the water heater, the battery charger, the hob, that sort of thing, but also you can switch over to generator, so if you're away from shore power you can still use all that. That's the start stop for the generator. And on this side the 24 volt systems, so the lighting, the freshwater pump, holding tank, again refrigeration, that will work off of either, so that's all controlled from there as well. And then we'll head right on down. We'll head forward first of all. This is the VIP cabin, so it's for your guests. There's a hatch up above, so you've got a way in and out of this lower deck as well. This is all storage up around the top here, so places like this. AV equipment is in here, so fusion controller, for example, and the TV up here on the wall, and there's a big wardrobe in here as well, like so. And these little fellas are opening portholes. You've got the big windows in here as well, which is nice. We're in Swanwick at the moment, home of Princess Maud Yacht's house, who've kindly organised this tour. Thank you, Princess Maud Yacht's house. Over on this side, there's a little dressing area that lifts up, so you can put your trinkets in there, and there's more storage in behind here. So very well thought out, very well resolved. There's even drawers underneath the bed. You can see them just here. So masses of room to put everything. And this has ensuite access to the day heads. That's just there, but you can also access it from the main passageway here. And this is a really good size toilet compartment, heads, separate shower stall. You've got your sink in here, the loo, and again bits of storage dotted about the place here and up in behind here and so on. But this is also shared, so that's the direct access from the VIP cabin, but also cabin 3 uses this one. Obviously the trick is to lock both doors when you're in there. Bunk beds in here, great for kids, but actually these are adult size, so no problem at all. If adults want to sleep in here, they can do. And actually a decent sized cabin really, because you've got full standing headroom all the way through and masses of headroom. So that's rather nice. Again, opening portholes in the window, and again, big wardrobe. And in fact, there's more storage down here. That's very good. And then finally on this deck, of course, if we head aft, we find the master cabin. That's down here. It's the full beam of the boat, and it's lovely. Really nice. You've got a little seating area down here, so you can tuck yourself away if you want to. Big double bed in the centre, of course. These huge hull windows with a nice view out of Swanwick Marina, and a Princess 55 alongside. That's the next model up in the range. I have a tour of one of those on the channel, so if you're curious, go and have a look. But let's stick with this one, the F50. We'll find a nice little dressing area underneath here, and underneath that you've got drawers like this. Again, although it's a very stylish boat, it's also extremely practical. So if you want to spend some time on this, go and spend a couple of weeks on board your boat or more, no problem at all. You're not going to be falling over your stuff. And this, as you'd expect, has its own ensuite. So if we go around here, there's a sliding door to this one, and this is just for this cabin. So big shower stall. You've got your sink, more storage again, and your loo is in here as well. It's very nice indeed, isn't it? Let's go and have a look around the decks, because of course there's a flybridge to look on this one as well. Let's head on up. Even under here, look, they've actually fitted this out with another really nice big storage area. And believe me, as a boat owner, I know it sounds a bit obsessive, but you've never got enough storage. So to see all this on here is terrific. It's everywhere. Okay, shoes on, and we'll have a wander up onto the foredeck first of all. Nice wide side decks, very easy to move around, and these rails are really high. They're almost waist height, they're certainly hip height. And up here, sunbathing up on the bow. People ask, what do you do when the weather's not so good? Well, you see these little fellas here. Those are so you can put a cover over and pop with them on, and then perhaps in the winter you take them off completely, of course. That's that access hatch, or just ventilation, from the forward cabin. There's blinds across there, of course, so you do get some privacy there if you need it. And then right up here at the front, very nice stainless steel anchor on this one. That's very posh. And underneath here is the anchor locker, and you see those stainless steel rails. Those are drop fenders onto, so when you take your fenders off, you don't have to drag them back to the cockpit and find somewhere for them. They can go in there. And these are the buttons for the winch up and down. That's a good looking boat, isn't it? I have a tour of this one as well. That's a V50, so that's the open version, but a similar sized boat, so that's quite interesting to take a look at. Let's head on back. Like this rail they've put here, again, it's super safe to walk around. Everything is just where you need it. And look at the way this guides you right down. As you step down, this comes down with you and sort of almost escorts you into the cockpit. It's really nice. Steps are up here to the Flybridge. This one has the bimini top on, quite a nice on a day out today because it's already very sunny and warm, very pleasant. And then up here you've got a big settee around the back. This table will fold, so we don't want such a big table there. You don't have to have it, you've got somewhere to put your drinks and so forth. And then ahead of that, on this side, your wet bar. So your barbecue is here, your sink is here, and underneath that some storage and a bin. Very nice. This stainless steel plate is so that if somebody has this really red hot and then closes it down, you're not going to damage the GRP. And then up ahead, a very nice area next to the helm. So when you're underway, you've got your helmsman here, or helmswoman, somebody else can sit next to them, and then you've got another great area for guests to sit up here with you and enjoy the ride. And it's a great vantage point because look at the view. And yes, that is a Princess X95 there. In fact, that is the one that I did an in-build tour of. So again, that's on the channel if you want to see it. The other thing I should mention about this, incidentally, it does convert to sunbathing. There is a lip around here so that you can put a cushion into here and make that into a nice sunbathing area. And also up here, that is a top-loading fridge. So you want to grab a drink, keep yourself refreshed, you can do it. And then this is the upper helm. You've got twin navigation screens. They also display engine instrumentation and radar and that kind of thing. And your IPS controller again is up here, and so forth. So you've got a really good view from up here. When you're manoeuvring the boat, if you come into a place like this, you can see exactly what you're doing. And in fact, with that hatch just there, you can even look down and you can see the trailing edge of the bathing platform and the pontoon. Very, very helpful when you're manoeuvring the boat. That's a nice area. So they put a little rubber mat in here so that when you drop something in there, it doesn't start sliding around as you're going over the waves. It's all detailing and it's brilliant. Very nice indeed. There is no crew cabin on this boat because at 50 feet it's very much an owner-operator size, but there is an engine room, so we'll go and take a look at that. And we'll find it under the floor. Hello.
Hello, sorry.
No problem at all.
Can I grab these?
Quite all right.
Thank you.
No worries. Just here. So let's put that mat out of the way. And this will take us down. We've got canopies in here at the minute, but I'm sure we can work our way around those. Now what we have done here are a pair of Volvo Penta IPS 800 engines. They're 600 horsepower each. They're giving the boat quite a decent turn of speed actually. She's over 30 knots and range, well I'm guessing at planing speeds probably around 250 miles, that sort of area. But again, it's a super clean Princess engine bay, isn't it? Look at that, the way that everything's very carefully mounted and routed and lit. The IPS drives, in fact, all the way back here. They have jack shafts that link to the engines up here. Normally the engines are right at the back. The reason they've done this is to keep the weight further forward. That helps balance the boat, makes it a better sea boat. So it's nice to see that. But the IPS drives are right at the back, easy to get to. Those are the battery boxes outboard, and the generator is in here as well, so you can run your 240 volt stuff when you're away from the marina. And on this side, all the air conditioning units, all very nicely racked out, all very Princess again. And that is that passarella I was telling you about. It's what they call a letterbox passarella. So it's inside that casing and it slides out of the back of the boat hydraulically, so you can get on and off. Very nice though, isn't it? Very, very impressive. Lovely. Okay, let's head out of here because I think we've just about covered it. We'll drop that one back down there, and then we'll stand here and say huge thanks to Princess Yacht Sales for organising that. Huge thanks to you guys as ever for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.